Hi everyone, and welcome to our next episode of Earth Estafet, where I said that very Russian, Estafet, where we meet therapists from Earth all over the world and we ask them some questions about them, where they can introduce themselves and we can learn about them and what and how they do. And today, I am very happy to have our lovely Yasemin from Turkey with me. Hi, Yasemin.
Hi Anna. Hi everyone.
Hi, it's so good to have you and good to see you all the way from the warm Turkey.
Thank you. It's so good to see you too.
Great. So let's just jump into it, dive into it, and go directly to
Okay.
questions. So we do know your name, but you can introduce yourself and where you were born and where do you live now?
I'm Yasemin Tokatlı, but born in Istanbul last century. I will not go into details. And born and raised in Istanbul, mostly in a Bosphorus town. But now I live in Datça town in Muğla province of Turkey. It's a southwestern coastal town, tiny but nice. Yeah.
Yes, I've heard a lot about Dacha, by the way.
Yeah.
We need to visit you. And right, that's great. Would you tell me more about what kind of profession you have? What was your background and studies that you've done?
Okay. Actually, I'm a high school graduate. I spent 2 years in college, then dropped out. And I started work to earn money, of course, and I landed in advertising agencies back in 80s. They were in boom. They were, and at some point, advertisement world become a little bit troublesome for me because we have to promote some blatant lies, you know. So it was some conscious decision that I quitted. And I started to work as a translator, mostly. Then I found my way into Billy Foundation, and I worked as a translator there. And my story went this way. Yeah.
All right. So how from that, doing that and writing and translating, how did you come to regression therapy?
Well, from my childhood, I was kind of having some parapsychological phenomena, minor ones, a few major ones, and they let me question and things, reality, my existence, my identity, things like that. So I turned into books for help. So I read a lot. And I think I was 13 when I read a book about reincarnation from a Turkish author. And I got very interested. Oh, that's something to, you know, search, explore, that kind of things. And when I become a member of the Billy Foundation, or let me say that the whole society's whole name, Metapsychical Research and Scientific Investigations Society. It was founded in 1950, the oldest society, spiritual society in Turkey. My first task was arranging the library of the foundation. And imagine that I was in heaven, you know. So I read Edith Fiore's books there, and also what known today as International Journal of Regression Therapy. It was called back then Journal of Regression Therapy. and there were issues there. And I was reading them and translating articles from them, you know, and suddenly, oh, regression therapy, oh. But elders of the society was a little bit strict, and they were doing echinacea. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but it's a kind of a hypnotic induction technique. But they were using it mostly for reincarnation research, not for therapy per se. So, and of course, we were not in the inner circle, so we were kind of away from it as younglings. But time passed, and elders passed away, so we younger members got older. And one day we said, why don't we organize an international parapsychology conference in Istanbul? Let's do it, something like that. And of course, Tülin Etemez-Schimberg was still, she's the president now of the foundation, and we were organizing it. And we invited Winifred Blake Lucas as a presenter. But she said, I cannot come, but I can send my best 2 students. So from USA, Janet Cunningham and Jeffrey Ryan came. And when they saw us as a group with kind of well-established background in theoretical and, you know, spiritualism, spiritualistic studies, karma, human energy field, all kinds of topics, they said, well, if you like, we can give you a training on past life therapy. And we were, yeah, you know, and we got our first training from them. Yeah. Right. It was just like that. Yes.
Did they come and give the training where you were in Turkey?
Yes, they come twice. They come. So the 2005 and 2006, we completed 2 modules with them. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because that was actually my next question is where did you and how did you study regression? Wow.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This was the first one, of course. Then in 2006, Janet and Jeff told us, Tülin and I, that, you know, there are some group of European regression therapists gathering in Frankfurt, Germany. So why don't you go there and meet them? And we were, yeah, let's go. And we went there, Tülin and I, and a week later, we went back to Turkey as the members of the first board of Earth, because Earth is founded there. That time, but later I decided to continue my training with Tasso International. Yeah. So yes, I am grateful for Janet and Jeff that they opened such a vista for me. But Hans Ten Dam and Marion Boone, well, my heartfelt thanks to them, because through them, I learned a very down-to-earth, but at the same time, very profound way of doing this work. So yes, this is my background in trainings.
For sharing this. And so how is regression therapy a part of your life right now? Do you have?
I practice, but it's kind of 1/3 of my activities. Foremost, I'm a translator and editor. I'm doing sessions mostly online, thanks to this lockdown period.
Yeah.
I become friendly with these Zoom meetings. Before that, I was, oh, no. But it's working. I know it now. So my therapist hat is always on, actually. It's in the background, but it's always on. So whenever something happens in my life or people around me, well, I look through that binoculars or glasses, at things, at events. So it's there always.
So it's always there also for you in your life.
Yes,
You
yes,
find it
yes,
very helpful to look through that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
It helps. It helps. Yeah.
Great. Is there any interesting case or a client that you ever had that you really remembered?
Young lady came with, how can I say it? She was in abusive relationships and she was trying to find the way out of it. Okay, we did the proper thing is inner child work. We found some answers regarding her father, and she went to a past life. We did something, but at the end of session, she said something, and something like, if I remember correctly, I shouldn't be living like this, something like that. Oh. And I heard it, and I was prompt to ask her, then go back in time and go between lives and see what was your plan, something like that. And she suddenly sat straight in the sofa and with such a kind of agonized look on her face, and I was like, oh, what did I wrong? What did I wrong? I was like this, And then I calmed myself. Okay, Yasemin. Okay, just ask, just ask. And when I asked, she told me that I saw my life plan, and I was so drained of it. So I feel I'm feeling such a big shame right now. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, then of course we ended the session and we talked, etc. But she was so surprised with this discovery, and even in that moment she said, "Okay, I have to change. I have to change." And I still, time to time, check her, and she says, "I'm still on the track. No worries."
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So, yeah, so you have some sort of feedback from her after that.
Yeah, because it was kind of a very drastic moment for her and for me as well.
Well, I can imagine. Well, I'm glad she landed with you.
Well, I was not expecting that,
Yeah.
but of course we shouldn't assume and expect. Just go with the client. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you do actually a lot of things, a lot of work on Zoom these days, do you have any tips for our colleagues for working with Zoom?
Well, first of all, a good connection. Sometimes I don't have it. And just be yourself. I was kind of a little bit tense at the beginning. How do I express myself on screen, that kind of. Then I let everything go, and it turned out fine.
All right.
So
and
be yourself.
But you feel like the connection, I don't mean internet connection, like the connection with the client works well for you through Zoom?
Energy work is going very well. Yeah.
Wow, that's great though. I mean, you can use the modern technology now, which is it's a benefit.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, we have to.
So I do know, and also many of us know that you are very busy in Earth, right? And so you already mentioned you've been in the board since it started, right? 2006, you were one of the first board members, and now you're also very active in PR committee. Were there any other things you've done before, in between now and then?
I think I was a board member in 2 different terms. Also act as a treasurer. Thank God we didn't go bankrupt at my watch. And also I started working first at the membership committee. Then I moved to the PR committee. Now I have a wonderful young members working with me because I rely on them on this digital realm, social media.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of old for such things. So until they kindly kick me out of the committee, I plan to work with them. Yeah.
Very good. We're very happy to have you there and for
Oh,
everyone to know this is the
thank
person
you.
behind all the mailings and beautiful newsletters and a lot of other things that you receive. That's the person behind with her team.
Oh, yeah. But I love doing it. Yeah, I love doing things for you. You are one of us. For all members of Earth working in this wonderful field of regression therapy. So it's such a privilege, actually. It's not a work, it's a privilege, yes.
It is our privilege to have you. And so on that note, do you have any message for our fellow therapists, our colleagues in Earth?
Well, I can tell them that don't be shy. Please mingle more. Because maybe they read or hear from other members who are joining our events, be it online or in person, that they find an extended family in Earth. So let's make it a little bit larger family with their contribution. They can write, they can share everything with us. We are always here. You are always here. So yeah, don't be shy and come towards
us. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Yasemin. And so as the rule goes and the new tradition, at the end of the interview, you get to pick the next victim, so to say.
victim. Well, I say Sergio Manuel from Brazil.
Ah,
Yes.
fantastic choice. Love it. And since, wow, that's great. I'm very excited. I'll go to Brazil for that interview.
Yeah.
I'd like to start a new tradition on the go. So you have chosen Sergio. Would you like to leave a question for him that you would like him to answer?
Well, let me think.
Right.
How can he sustain this wonderful personality? Yeah.
All right. I would totally go with that question as well. I'm very curious myself. Great. So I'll make sure I ask him next time. All right. Thank you so much, Yasemin. Thank you for your time. It was lovely to be in your company. And I hope everyone enjoyed also this talk and follow Yasemin's advice and don't be shy. And maybe next time you will be the next victim. Bye, everyone. And thank you, Yasemin.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.